The lights were bright, the cameras were rolling, and the world was watching. But in that moment, none of it mattered. Because the way Dylan Wang looked at Shen Yue was enough to silence everything else. It wasn't just a glance. It wasn't just a co-star acknowledging another during a scripted moment. It was something deeper. Something unspoken. Something that fans have been whispering about for years. And now, after one clip spread across social media like wildfire, people are convinced this is no longer acting. For those who have followed Dylan Wang and Shen Yue since their earliest days together, this moment feels like history repeating itself. Their on-screen chemistry during Meteor Garden was undeniable. The banter, the stolen glances, the vulnerability hidden behind bold words. All of it drew fans into a love story that felt too real to be scripted. Back then, people joked that Dylan didn't even need to act when looking at Shen Yue. His eyes carried something raw, something genuine, something that spoke volumes without words. And now, years later, that same look has returned. But this time, the world isn't laughing. This time, the world is watching. Closer than ever. The clip in question came from a recent interview where both Dylan Wang and Shen Yue appeared together to promote a project. They were seated side by side, the kind of setup fans dream about. Shen Yue was speaking, her soft voice carrying her thoughts with ease. She laughed, tucking a strand of hair behind her ear, unaware of the storm she was causing in Dylan's heart. And that's when it happened. Dylan turned his head. He looked at her. Not as a colleague. Not as a co-star. But as if she was the only person in the room. His eyes softened. His lips curved into a smile so subtle, so sincere, that fans instantly replayed the clip, again and again. Screenshots filled Twitter. Edits flooded TikTok. Fan forums lit up with declarations. This isn't acting anymore. Look at the way he sees her. That's love in his eyes. And the truth is, they're not wrong. Because the kind of look Dylan gave Shen Yue in that moment can't be rehearsed. It wasn't part of the script. It wasn't for the cameras. It was instinct. A natural reaction. The way a man looks at a woman who has left a mark on his heart. Of course, this isn't the first time fans have noticed something between them. Over the years, there have been countless moments, tiny fragments of evidence, that suggest their bond runs deeper than friendship or work. The way Dylan always seems protective of Shen Yue, stepping slightly in front of her when crowds press too close. The way Shen Yue always laughs the loudest at his jokes, even when no one else does. The way their hands almost touch when they walk side by side, as though drawn to each other unconsciously. Each time, fans have pieced these fragments together, building a love story in their minds. But this moment, the look, was different. Because for once, it wasn't just speculation. It was proof. Psychologists often say that our eyes reveal what words cannot. And in Dylan's eyes, the story was clear. Admiration. Affection. A tenderness that no script could capture. It was the look of someone who had seen every side of Shen Yue, the actress, the friend, the woman, and still couldn't look away. And that's why fans can't stop talking about it. Because for years they've hoped. For years they've wished. For years, they've believed that somewhere behind the cameras, Dylan and Shen Yue's story was still being written. And now, with just one look, that belief feels more real than ever. But what about Shen Yue? In that very same clip, as Dylan's eyes lingered on her, she seemed to sense it. She glanced back, just for a second. And when she did, a blush crept across her cheeks. Her words stumbled, just slightly, as though his gaze had disarmed her. It was fleeting, but fans noticed. They always do. And in that brief exchange of glances, the internet found all the confirmation it needed. Some say it's just good chemistry. That Dylan and Shen Yue have simply mastered the art of connecting with each other in public. But others disagree. They argue that chemistry alone doesn't last years. It doesn't resurface every time they're seen together. It doesn't show up in unscripted moments, when the cameras aren't supposed to be catching it. No, what they saw wasn't acting. It was something far more dangerous. Far more beautiful. It was real. As the clip continued to spread, fan theories exploded. Are they secretly dating? Has Dylan been holding this in all along? Maybe this is why they're always paired together. They can't hide it anymore. And while neither Dylan nor Shen Yue has ever confirmed anything beyond friendship, this moment added fuel to the fire. Because sometimes, silence speaks louder than words. And their silence has only made fans believe more strongly in what they see with their own eyes. The timing, too, has made fans wonder. Both Dylan and Shen Yue have been growing in their careers, taking on roles that challenge them, roles that push them further from their early days as co-stars. And yet, whenever they reunite, whether on screen or off, the world stops. Because no matter how much time has passed, the connection remains. The glances, the laughter, the comfort in each other's presence. It's all still there. Unchanged. Unshakable. And maybe that's why this one look has caused such an uproar. Because fans know what they're seeing. It's not about fiction anymore. It's about two people who found something rare in each other. Something that doesn't fade with time. Something that slips through the cracks of rehearsed lines and polished smiles. Something that exists only when the cameras stop rolling. But occasionally, just occasionally, slips through when the cameras are on. So where does that leave us? For fans, it leaves them breathless. Hopeful. Believing that somewhere, beyond the interviews and the flashing lights, Dylan Wang and Shen Yue are living a story that belongs only to them. A story that doesn't need to be confirmed. A story that doesn't need to be explained. Because sometimes, a look is enough. Sometimes, one glance tells you everything you need to know. And in this case, that one look said it all. Dylan Wang isn't just acting anymore. Not when it comes to Shen Yue. Not when his eyes betray the truth. The truth that maybe, just maybe, she has always been more than a co-star. Maybe she has always been the one. And that is why fans can't stop watching. That is why the clip continues to trend. Because in a world where love stories are often scripted, manufactured, and polished for show, Dylan and Shen Yue gave us something real. Something raw. Something that can't be faked. The way Dylan Wang looked at Shen Yue wasn't just a moment. It was a confession. Silent. Powerful. Unforgettable. And for fans everywhere, it was the proof they'd been waiting for. The proof that this is no longer acting. The clip of Dylan Wang looking at Shen Yue had already set the internet on fire. But just when fans thought they couldn't handle any more heart-fluttering surprises, something else happened. Because days after the interview aired, reports began to surface that Dylan and Shen Yue had been spotted together. Not on set. Not at a press conference. But off camera. Just the two of them. The first whispers came from a blurry fan photo. It showed a man and a woman walking side by side at night. Their faces partially hidden by masks and caps. The city lights glowed behind them. Their steps were slow, unhurried, as though they weren't rushing to be anywhere, but simply enjoying the quiet. And in that picture, fans swore it was them. Dylan Wang. Shen Yue. Together. Some argued it could have been anyone. After all, masks and hats make it